Cavan, Scott, and Ario and Andito continue the spread of the Drengir Horde as the Jedi find themselves combating the Hutt Cartels as well, who have come to reclaim Sedri Minor as theirs, as per their bargain with the villagers. But thanks to Skir's connection with the Drengir, Keeve might have found a way to stop them both for good. Cavan Scott heavily focuses on the action this issue as the fight with the Drengir comes to a head, as does the Jedi's mission to deal with the Hutt Cartels. I thoroughly enjoyed how both these plot points converge together like this, as well as how Scott balanced them out with one another. The Jedi also involving themselves in both crises and ending both crises with no violence was pretty fantastic as well, remembering that the Jedi are keepers of the peace, not soldiers in a war, so for both Ava and Keeve to end their respective threats by convincing the other side to stop was pretty brilliant. Ario and Andito's action-packed artwork continues here with some wonderful explosion-filled pages and dazzling lightsaber combat. I really like that what they did with the Drengir here continued, with the Drengir being kept in shadows or just out of panel, only seeing like their beaks or their tentacles, again harkening back to their alien horror roots where the monster is hardly seen, and that's what sells it on the horror, the unknown of what it actually really looks like. Star Wars The High Republic Issue 5 brought us closer to the finale of the book's first arc, wonderfully providing us with some action and adventure, as well as more Jedi in their prime goodness and cool alien monster carnage, as well as one hell of a cliffhanger. I'm going to give this issue a 9.5 out of 10. Star Wars The High Republic Issue 5 finds Keeve battling the Hutt Cartel, telling the Rodian family to get to safety as Serret wants to help despite being weak from his time with the Drengir. Serret says the Force is still strong in him though, leading the people away, but a rancor comes for them. Serret tries to use the Force on it to hold it back, but again he's too weak, causing him to be trapped by the creature's foot. Minutes before, Mayaga the Benevolent thanks the Jedi for their services on the planet, but their work is done and they need to leave the Hutt's planet. Ava doesn't understand why they think that this is their planet since Sedri Minor isn't in Hutt space, so the Hutt says the colonists signed a contract with the Hutt Cartel for protection, and in return, the Hutts get payment in the form of grain, and being the people maintain their side of the bargain, the Hutts intend to keep their side as well. Skier knows that this is nothing more than a protection racket, wanting Ava to do something about this, but Keeve says that she is, since she's negotiating with words. Skier's had enough, using his Drengir Trendles to attack the Hutt, who orders the Rancors and her Cartel to tear them limb from limb. The Hutt's forces disembark from the ship, firing on the Jedi as Ava knows that they have enough men to start a war, contacting the Starlight Beacon for reinforcements, but Oberlin reports that they are a little busy dealing with an infestation of Drengir as the Jedi on the station battle the Horde. Imri is stabbed in the arm by one of the Drengir, taken by the creature who says the harvest has begun and the humans will be their nourishment. Imri apologizes to Vern as the Jedi says that she may be new to the Master Apprentice game, but her master taught her that there is always time for another lesson. She uses her light whip to slice the tentacles that are enthralling Imri as Maru tells Ava that they're going to have to manage on their own for a while. Ava hopes the Force is with them all as Serret finds himself in the maw of one of the Rancors, really wishing that he had a lightsaber at this moment. Tarek arrives, saying that they always have each other's back, knocking the Rancor Wrangler from its back and putting the beast to sleep. The siblings are reunited and Tarek hands over a lightsaber, saying that they will never be separated again, charging into battle for light and life. Ava Mimo tells Skier the Hutt army won't stop until their leader is freed, wanting the Trandoshan to release the Hutt, but Keeve knows that Skier and the Hutt aren't listening as nearby both continue their prolonged hand-to-hand battle. Mayaga says that no matter how the Trandoshan scum dresses himself, he's still a worthless lizard. Keeve comes to his aid, pushing the Hutt away, saying that Skier isn't worthless, seeing that he's in pain and lost to himself, wanting him to come back to her and come back to them all. The Jedi cannot control what is inside of him alone as Keeve activates her double-bladed lightsaber, saying that that's the point, he doesn't have to do this alone, cutting off the Drengir arm Skier had. Mayaga frees herself from the tentacles, but before she can escape, Ava trips her up with the Force, telling her this isn't just some holodrama and there are larger forces at play, forces that are a danger to the Republic and the Hutt territories alike. Skier meanwhile is overcome by the Drengir again, saying that it's all beyond their comprehension and they are stupid meat, since severing the roots wouldn't stop them now. Keeve hoped as much as his arm regrows into a blade, which the possessed Skier attacks Keeve with, saying that she doesn't deserve to live. Keeve defends herself, telling her master that this isn't like him and he's better than this. Cal meanwhile packs a bag full of valuables, knowing that there are less dangerous ways to make money than working with the Hutts. As he leaves with the bag of loot, the villagers confront him, so the being pretends that he was preparing a shuttle for anyone who wants to escape this mess. Niso knows that he's lying, and this is all his fault, since they should have called the Jedi to deal with the monsters, but he wouldn't let them. Instead, he took credits and beat them if they spoke up. The Rodian smashes him in the face, saying that his son Julius is dead because of him. Niso's wife stops him, since this won't bring their son back, but the man knows that it will make him feel better though. Cal says that they aren't so different, since both think with their fists when it suits them. Suddenly a Rancor smashes into the building, letting Cal escape and leave the others to be Rancor bait. Keeve meanwhile continues to battle her master, saying that she won't give up on him. The Drengir say that Skier is gone, but Keeve doesn't believe that. Kicking him away, Skier takes back control of his mind, knowing that she shouldn't believe in him and that she needs to know why he did this. The Jedi Master reveals that his connection to the Force is fading, and he doesn't know why, revealing he had no clue about the swarm that attacked Shuraden since he couldn't feel them in the Force, and the same happened when they arrived on the planet, since he should have sensed the dark side when they got there, but didn't. Keeve asks why he didn't tell her, so the Master says it was because he was ashamed and he felt like he let her down. Keeve knows that he could never do that, but Skier knows now it doesn't matter since the Drengir aren't gone, since that's the trouble with plants. No matter how many times you pull them up or cut them down, all they need is a scrap in the darkness, a seed or a root, just hidden away out of sight and out of mind, and it will allow them to grow back stronger than ever. Cal meanwhile is attacked by one of the Drengir as Keeve knows there has to be something they can do, and Skier knows there is, and there is one last way they can hold them back and survive, but they won't like it. Ava meanwhile battles the Hutt, telling her that this battle is one they neither can win. She contacts Maru, wondering if he's still getting distress calls about the Drengir, wanting them rerouted into her comlink. Ava broadcasts them to the Hutt, who hears the cries of the many clans and people under attack by the alien plants. Ava says the entire frontier is under attack by the Drengir and neither side can stop them on their own. The Hutt wonders if they want to join forces, since the Fire families will never condone this, but Ava is fine with that, since they can have this planet because they have enough of the galaxy to protect. Mayaga can't believe that the Jedi are just going to leave, not wanting them to be so hasty, so she calls off the Cartel, telling them to fight with the Jedi instead of against. Skier meanwhile tells Keeve that the Drengir can't be stopped without her, since the Drengir follow impulses received through their roots, and they need to feed and defend themselves. He knows the Hutt said that he was diseased, so what if Keeve could convince the Drengir that all their meat was spoiled, wanting her to convince them through him? Keeve knows that he wants her to do a mind touch, but knows it won't work on him, but the Trandoshan says it will if he lowers his defenses, saying he believes in his former apprentice. Keeve reaches out into his mind, pushing hard into it and past the Drengir control, telling them that the harvest they are on is rotten and it will poison them if they continue, so they need to run and hide. The plan works and the Drengir retreat, knowing their meat is unclean, as Mayaga fires on them, calling them cowards and wanting them all to be cut down by her men. Maru contacts Ava, telling her that the Drengir are pulling back, almost like they are afraid. Ava isn't sure what's happening, but will take the Force's blessings, not wanting to get ahead of themselves however, since the Drengir never give up according to Skier. Mayaga knows that Skier is one of them and that he should be put down as well, but Ava knows that's not happening, since whatever they've done to him, he will be restored. It's too late however, as Skier has succumbed to his wounds, dying in Keeve's arms.